Hi, folks. I wanted to show you how you can complete your assignment reporting t-test score. Okay, let me see if I can share my screen. Okay, here is the Canvas. Now we are in week 11. Here is the one that I posted the assignment. So you open this one. There's a two attachment that I have to give it to you. One is SPSS output, and the other one is table template. Two files is available for you. This is a hyperlink, so you can download. Okay, so here is the one. This is the first one, SPSS output. And on my right is APA table exercise for independent t-test reporting. I created the table. Here I have IQ, score, pre-reading, math, and height. Those are the 5 variables that I ran the SPSS. Here is a question number 1, difference in IQ. Okay, this is the first one right there. And different pages right there is a question number 2, difference in the score. You will read, you will enter the information that you need right here in this line. Number 3, you will see there is a pre-reading score between boys and girls. You will read this output and then put that one in this line. Number 4, the math score. So you need to put right that line. Final will be the height difference between boys and girls. So you have right there height. So you will fill out this line. All right, so let's go back. Number 1, IQ, I show you how to report. So let's see if I can make it easier. Here is boys and here's the girls. This is mean and standard deviation right there. Group statistics, right? Here's a male and female. So mean is right there, 111.13. I wrote it in here. Standard deviation for boys group is a 7.32, right there, 7.32. Girls IQ, mean IQ was at 108, and then the standard deviation was 4.55. Now, this is from the t-test table, which is right there, t-test table. When you run the t-test to test the hypothesis, if there is a difference in IQ between girls and boys, there's 2 groups, and their scores are independent. So you will do independent sample t-test. This is the output. So we read it in the class a little bit. So right here, this one is a variance test. I will explain it a little bit later. The one that I want you to pay attention is right there, t-score and degree of freedom. Why don't we try two-sided the significance? That's the 3 things that I need to know. This is t-score right there, 1.38. So I wrote it in, t-score 138. Degree of freedom is 28. So I wrote it in, 28 right there. T is italic, and then in parentheses, there is a degree of freedom has to go in there. So I wrote it there. All other variables has the same degree of freedom. So you might not need to do that, right? P-value, which is P is a significant P-value, 2-sided P. This is what you will write it in, 1.178. I think I just rounded up to 0.18. And then in class, you ask me our t-test score, right here, 1.8. If I round it up, the 0.17. Is it bigger than 0.05 or smaller than 0.05? This is much bigger than 0.05. So that means we cannot reject the null hypothesis, which means there is no difference between 2 groups, girls and boys. So if I wanted to say, yeah, there is a significant differences existing, then this number has to be smaller than this one. So all it is, this is the end of first t-test right there. This is what I want you to do. Add each group means and standard deviation and read t-score, p-value. So right now, you don't have to worry about the quantity. Your interpretation of a t-test result based on p-value. That p-value is supposed to be smaller than 0.05. If it is bigger than 0.05, we say not significant, which means no difference on IQ between boys and girls. Or if you happen to be smaller than 0.05, then you will say significant difference exists there. Boys are smarter than girls, right there. Boys' score is higher than girls. So you can say this is significantly higher than girls when you see this one, 0.05 or smaller number, okay? I want you to finish. So as I was talking to you, so from here, I marked this is this question. If you go down before the t-test, up to here is the question number 2 t-test result. Always look for t-test to t-test. So then it will be that question. I want you to finish all the other 4. Comes, score, and the pre-reading. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers you have to find from the output and then put it in. 4th one is the mass score and then also height. I want you to put all those 4 variables. Okay. You will read p-value that's supposed to be less than 0.05. That's the only time you can say significant difference between 2 groups. So this is the table. T-test table. So now you have to describe reporting no difference. Here, p-value is bigger than 0.05. So you have to report there is no difference. This is the way that you will write. An independent sample t-test was conducted using the SPSS version 28. And then the results show no IQ difference between boys and girls, but when you say boys, you have to write it in mean and comma, standard deviation, and then you write it in, you close the parenthesis there. M, the mean and standard deviation has to be italicized. Girls, mean and standard deviation has to be there from here and here. So you put it in, boys, girls. Means and standard deviation and girls standard deviation. Right after that, you will do comma. You will bring it in this score. T scores, italicized T, degree of freedom 28 in parenthesis equals 1.38 and comma. P-value is, just some people will say P equals 0.08. You can say it's less than 0.05. Okay, this one's supposed to be p-value is supposed to be this one. I think I made a mistake right there. So this one. So we have to change it to 1.8. All right, I'm going to change it. 1.18. Okay, that means a p-value is bigger than 0.01. This is the one that you can focus to determine if there is a difference or not. Bigger than 0.05. No difference. Less than 0.05, then you will say, so there is a difference on IQ between boys and girls. Or boys get higher IQ score than girls. No difference hypothesis cannot be rejected because this is bigger than 0.05. So this one means no difference. But this is bigger than 0.05, so we cannot reject this hypothesis. No difference cannot be rejected, which means there is no difference. However, I just kind of, pretend like, what if you find something less than 0.05? This is the way that you have to write. First one is the same, an independent sample T. So whatever the test that you have done, using SPSS, the result indicate that IQ score on the Wechsler, probably I have to write there too, okay? Wechsler tests were significantly higher for boys, and then you will have a means and standard deviation in parentheses for girls. Mean and standard deviation, comma, t-test T, degree of freedom equals this number, t-score, okay? T-score will come right there. P-value coming right from there. I told you, just kind of pretend like if you read some other your variables, and if it is less than 0.05, then you will write this one like this. P is supposed to be less than 0.05, so 49, or you will say there were significant difference or significantly higher for boys than girls. Significantly higher for boys than girls, or boys got significantly higher IQ than the girls. So you can say, but similar way that you can explain little different ways. However, for boys, then you will have that score, means and standard deviation, and the girls, means and standard deviation, comma, t-test result. That's the way you will do. Because I know this is not significant, so this one you will use it, but when you do it, number 2, 3, 4, 5 variables, you might find something significant. In that time, you have to use this one. The variance test, I will explain in class. This week's assignment is fill all these four variables. You have to write text description of each variable, which is, if it is a significant, you write, it's not significant, then you will write this way. If it is significant, then you will do that. Decision making is based on this one. Supposed to be less than 0.45. That's it. So if you have a question, you can text me, then I will answer. Good luck. Thank you.